Radio V. Radio in TV. Radio in TV.
Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
I'm a relationship hacker.
Run up and get touched up, suicide. And all of y'all know my style. I excel, then prevail. Run up and get touched up, suicide, that's it. And all of y'all know my style. I excel, then prevail.
Keep it. Yeah. From the ghetto to the club to the cars. Yeah, bump it like this. Come on. From the earth to the moon, whole galaxy.
Ladies and gentlemen, the So What Morning Show is back in the building. Listen, to get this thing cracking really quickly, all right? So let me make this announcement. I'm packing up the books as fast as I can get them out. And I'm going to make sure that everybody gets a copy of the Relationship Dismount. How to stick the landing when exiting a toxic relationship, right? We'll make sure everybody gets their copy. So thank you for everyone who has been patient and supportive. Yes, the physical copies, the paperbacks, supplies are running low. But I assure you, everyone who pre-ordered will get their copy. We're almost done with the pre-orders, and we're also mailing current orders out simultaneously. So if you want your copy, go to IamZoeWilliams.com and order right now. I'm going to the post office tomorrow. So anybody who orders right now, your package goes out tomorrow morning. So get to it as I mine and look for everyone else's order as well. We're gathering all of the orders, so everybody's going to get their book. With that said, listen. Weed juice. You guys got to continue to support this, brother. Weed juice. This is my favorite. Apple, kale, celery, cucumber, and beet. This is quite retarded. And he's almost at the end of his, almost at the end of the summer. He has like a Labor Day sale here, a Labor Day special he told me about. I want you guys to go support this, brother. WeedJuice.com. We live, we love, we juice. I'm going to tweet out his promotional. Last week for Labor Day weekend sale, come get it. Try $5 per juice sale. Apply discount code. We live, we love, we juice. If you want this code, watch. I'm copying. And I'm about to tweet it out right now. You got to follow me at IamZoeWilliams.com. And you'll get this discount for this brother. Also, another discount I want you guys to participate on is Elephant, a 40% discount for Elephant clothing. That's elephantnyc.com. Elephant is spelled L-F-A-N-T, elephant, right? nyc.com. Please support that, brother. Easy Boy Web. These guys built my website. Anything you need in terms of a digital space. You need digital promotion, you need a logo, you need website. They can do it all. E-commerce, the whole 9 yards. Brothers out of Atlanta. Easy Boy Web. Don't front, don't play yourself. Freedom Paper Company. Wipe your ass with black people toilet paper. That's it. Don't get no simpler than that. There's no reason you should buy Charmin after knowing that there's a black company, FPC, Freedom Paper Company, and they sell all the toiletries, all of, the household products. Please continue to support those people. I'm wearing a hat right now from these guys from the South. I think they South Carolina, North Carolina. Power in One. Very positive brothers with a very positive brand. Please continue to support the Power in One brothers. Arise Hospitality. Come on now. The Black Home Office Depot. The Black Staples, Black-owned company right here in Southern California, Pasadena, California. Arise Hospitality. Anything you can get from Staples, anything you can get from Home Office Depot, just go support them. You can get that from them. Right? Love those brothers. Good people. Also, continue to support the homeboy Tony B. Conscious. ConsciousInt.com. Conscious, ConsciousEnt.com. He's the one that sells the Negus shirts. Please support the brother. All right, go buy some shirts from that brother. He's a good dude, a little crazy, but good nonetheless. And I got some special shit right here. This sister, I want to take it out, but that is a cookie with the Zoe What logo on it. I see you, Chris. That is a cookie, right? With the Zoe What logo on it. Crazy, yeah? Wow. This sister, I want you to go to her website right now. Panache Ganache. PANACHE Panache Ganache. Out of Chicago. Look at this. Cakes in a jar. And they come with a little spoon. And oh man, she's incredible. She sent vanilla cake. She sent chocolate ganache. Some shit here called champagne cake. I'm gonna have some of that because I don't drink. Then there's some other stuff here. Hennessy Crunchy Monkey cake. And it comes with a little spoon. I've knocked the spoon off of some of them. But it comes with a little spoon and icing and everything in it. And like a little baby preserve jar. And I'm not doing her justice. When you go to her website, she's like a real cake boss. A sister version of Cake Boss. On her business card, she did a cake that was a motorcycle. I mean, this woman is exceedingly talented. Please go to Panache Ganache. Look, is that a Louis Vuitton cake? Purse cake? Yeah, she's wild. Yeah, she's out of control. Y'all got to support that sister. Black-owned business. Hey, man. I'll support you if you support me. Listen, I'm going to say it again. If you want this copy sent out to you tomorrow, go to my website right now, IamZoeWilliams.com, and order it right now. I'm packaging as soon as I get home from radio today, and tomorrow morning, before I head out for the Corey Holcomb 5150 show, I'll be mailing out packages. Go to my website, IamZoeWilliams.com right now and continue to support. Really quickly, I've got Veronica Conway online. Veronica?
Yes, sir. How you doing, baby? Happy Monday to you.
Hey, you know we're up in her grounding. Let's do it.
Hey, man, we did this amazing teleclass last week about leaving your limits. It's just all about, you and I, did about the wounding in the black community and the types of wounding that we experience as black people. And we are going to be launching a boot camp this week. The response has been completely overwhelming. People are really ready to go in and change all of those inner conflicts, limiting beliefs, all that Jim Crow, Willie Lynch psychology. They're ready to take a deep dive. So if you still want to join up with this particular movement, this particular boot camp, you can go and check out the recording of the teleclasses Zoe and I did at tinyurl.com/LYL replay. It's tinyurl.com/LYL for Leave Your Limits replay. And you can hear that recording and reach out if you want to get on the train. We're gonna make some incredible transformation with a group of people in the next 5 weeks.
Awesome. Thank you, babe. We appreciate it. Great stuff. Listen, forget Oreos, eat Zoe What cookies. How crazy is that, Panache Ganache? Listen, get out of your own way. Dr. Mark Goulston. Talking to Crazy, coming in October, Dr. Mark Goulston. Hold on, not done yet. Real Men Don't Play, Bobby Glanton Smith. Listen, man, I'm supporting black businesses because I believe in black people. At the end of the day, we don't have the best customer service. At the end of the day, we don't respect the black dollar in the same way that we respect other people's dollar. But I guarantee you, with patience, with respect, with consistency, we're going to get there. I appreciate you all for everything you've done so far, but continue to support black businesses. As a matter of fact, right now, call to action. Go to Amazon.com right now. Let's keep that Kindle version of the Relationship Dismount in the top 100. Come on now. I need to see at least, I don't know how many hundreds or thousands of people are watching this show right now. But I need 10 of y'all. If I got 10 sales right now, I'd be in the top 100. I'd stay in the top 100 on Amazon.com, the Kindle version. Order it. Give it to somebody. Let somebody loan it. Hey, support the movement. If I can get 10 right here on Amazon, can I get 10 orders from my website? IamZoeWilliams.com. Well, I'm done here promoting businesses. Remember, 40% discount from Amazon, Elephant.com. Please continue to support those brothers. Man, this is a beautiful time. When we come back, this topic is going to be bananas. If y'all ready to get busy, I'm ready to get busy. The Zoe What Morning Show, the number to dial here on T Radio V, that's Radio and TV, is 855-878-4652. I'm pretty sure some of you guys are going to have some experiences that relate to this topic. Call us. We want to hear your voice. 855-878-4652. Zoe What Morning Show. I'll be back in 2.2. Everybody knows that relationships, when they break down, can be extremely hurtful, disappointing, frustrating, and the cocoon was, the concept of it was created from a poem I wrote called The Human Chrysalis in my first book, The Rebirth of Seeds. And what I explained was, when you break up with someone, you need time and space to kind of flush out and process all of your feelings, all of your attachments, your evaluation of yourself, your evaluation of your partner, time to, almost take inventory of all of the things that you are accountable for. So in chapter 3, the cocoon is designed for you to go inside and work out these particular problems or issues, and not only work them out, but actually take ownership of them before you jump into something else with someone else. So we wanted to create this space of healing, this space of kind of internal inventory before moving into the next situation with unresolved relationship debris.
You gotta let it go. There's a better day waiting for you.
Hi, I'm Rob Hubel from Welcome to the Jungle. You're watching T Radio V, aren't you? Radio on TV. Terrible idea.
In TV.
You shut up. Use that one.
Yo, what's up? This is your boy Kyle Master, and you're checking out T Radio V.
T Radio V.
T Radio V.
Hello, T Radio V. Love you guys.
Radio in TV. Radio in TV. T Radio V. Radio in TV. Radio in TV.
white guy like me co-hosting a black radio show. I think toxic relationships cause you to take poorer care of yourself. That if you can recognize danger, if you can pause, if you can take some breaths, refocus, and engage, you might be able to dodge a bullet that you're going to send coming towards you. One of the things that men don't get is that often women need to vent first to clear their mind. So today is the parenting show. Everybody's starting back at school or are about to start back. Chris, can you show my little book that's doing pretty well? This is my old book. If you look at this book came out 20 years ago.
Give a flying fuck? That's not you.
No. That's a freebie. That's why it's doing so well. But my book is 3 out of 500,000, if you look at that number up there. So it's 20 years old, and it's doing pretty well. Why do I bring this up? Because one of the things kids can't stand, especially when they get about preteen, they can't stand hypocrisy. And so when you do a lot of the do as I say, not as I do, they might do it if you're overpowering them, but boy, that they suck it in, and they're going to come back, if not at you, when they're unsupervised, which is a scarier thought. So here's the idea. You might want to check out this book, and what you do is you say to your kid, I'm going to work on something if you work on something. And let's hold each other accountable, and let's give each other examples of how we dealt with it this week. And so like one chapter is, there's 40 chapters. One is procrastinating, putting stuff off. Another one is waiting, getting so angry you make it worse. Holding a grudge. I mean, there's 40 of these things. Always having to be right. But I think you'll be much more effective if you are a hypocrite of a parent, and many of us flirt with that, is if you say to your kid, hey, let's both become better, and pick out something that you want to get better at that will have the greatest payoff to you as a kid in school or whatever. And you might want to ask your kid, what would be the thing that would have the greatest payoff for me as your mom or your dad, if what I really want is for you to respect me and know that I am trying to help you even if I tell you things you don't like. So I think if you get into a trade like that, I think that has a better chance of saying, do what I tell you to do. Don't do what I do what I say. It's going to trigger something that's going to go sideways. So give that a shot.
Wow. Set up for today's topic. This is real topic business right now. This is, hey. This is, listen. Sleeping with a potential enemy. Men who look the other way when their woman mistreats non-custodial parents, typically fathers. You see the way that woman is alienating that kid from that man. And you see, and I'm not saying all women do this, so let me preface it by saying that. We know the other side of the coin is men who don't give a fuck and don't come around their kids at all because the woman has moved on and got a new situation. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the one that it seems like whenever you want to bring up something that surrounds women that people are afraid to have the conversation, you got to be on your P's and Q's and extra politically correct and all that. Listen, men who look the other way when their new woman mistreats non-custodial fathers. A deeper look at the new man's role / responsibility, if any, when his new woman wrongfully works to keep the biological dad away from their kids. And this happens a lot. Case in point, I got a homeboy. He had 2 kids with this lady. I know the lady too. Lady done moved on, done turned into the Jeffersons, done moved on and moved up and got married. And now the dude is alienated from the kids. Don't know where they live. The kid's calling him. This, to me, whenever the kid calls and sounds like the mama, voicing the mother's frustration about the father's character, That means they've been in an environment where mom has been talking negatively about the father, right? Can we all agree on that basic foundation? When a kid is a parrot of a parent,
Using talking points.
Using talking points that your mama used. That's
your
what we
mama's
wanna talk
political
about.
campaign.
What is a man's responsibility and role in that situation? When he comes into a situation, he sees a mother actively / wrongfully, we're not talking about the good mothers, actively / wrongfully working to keep her children away from their father. What should a real man do in that situation? The floor is open.
Well, first off, all men are real. Let's do away with the concept of oh, you're a real man if you do this. All you have to do is make it to 18 without dying to be a real man. Now, what kind of man are you? Are you a responsible man? Are you a trustworthy man? Are you a man of your word? Are you a violent man? You are in the race, nigga. You just last if you ain't doing what you're supposed to be doing. I think the dude has 500% responsibility. That's the problem, is that with most, and I can't talk about other races with this, but with most female, male, black relationships, there just aren't enough early deal breakers in place.
What do you mean?
An early deal breaker. If you got kids and your situation with them and their father, first with them, but secondarily with their father, is not in 100% alignment with what I think, we're going to discuss it, and if you don't make any attempts at changing them, I can't fuck with you, because this is I'm stepping over in some shit. I'm looking at the shit, and I'm going to step in it. I can't do that when I get to a certain age.
Wow. Dr. G?
I heard something recently. What are the 2 steps you got to follow to being a man or a real man? First step is do the right thing. Second step is again.
Exactly.
Again.
And I think what that means is it's, you know, if you're a man, you're kind of there. You're an overseer of the whole thing. I mean, you know, you're women sometimes attach men to their kids and attach men to their emotions, but men kind of represent sort of how to be in the world, the right way to be strong, the right way to stand up for something. And if you don't stand up for something, you stand for nothing. And so I think whoever and wherever the man is in the relationship, outside the relationship, you got to find out what is it that you stand for and you'll stand up for. And that's real rough, because you're there with a woman and she's bad-mouthing her ex, and, you know, and you want to avoid conflict and yada, yada, yada. And it's not your deal, even though you see the kid suffering. It takes a real man to sort of stand up for that.
Bobby?
On a personal level, this is a subject that I have had to deal with in terms of not being in my son's life. He's 27 years old now, and it's easily my greatest frustration because at the time me and my ex-wife separated, I was thinking more of how I was feeling as opposed to looking down the road and seeing all of the collateral damage that was going to happen. And in hindsight, the one thing that I would do differently is not allow anything to, short of, I guess, them leaving the universe,
right?
Impeding me from maintaining a certain contact, a physical contact with my son. The consequences of not doing so has forced me to direct my energies towards other people's children. And in doing so, that's a small consolation. A major one to me on a certain level, because those children have benefited from the love that I wanted to direct towards my own son. In terms of dealing with the other aspect of this conversation, which is the cat who is in a position to maybe mitigate the damage, there is some responsibility, because and from my vantage point, if she'll do that to him,
she'll do it to
it'll
you.
happen to you.
That's the whole point. That's the whole point of the show. There are some men out there, I don't know if they're pussy whipped. I don't know what it is.
Start with that.
They're
Yeah,
betas.
but I don't know what it is.
They're betas.
That will turn a blind eye to this behavior as if when she pissed off with you, she won't be the same person that she is with this brother. And Lord forbid you have children. This is why I tell my son, I say, no, girlfriends, that's a debt. That's a deficit. That's a deficit because it takes your time, energy, and effort. Then you fuck around and have a kid. That's real debt. That's $2 million to raise that dude or that little girl. So don't do that with somebody that you know what I'm saying, you were ignorant about purposely. Like, you seen the way she dealt with that dude. You seen the way she treats that guy. Then all of a sudden you act like, well, it ain't gonna be that way with me. Please don't be that foolish to think.
Well, first off, let's do away with the concept that, and I was raised, in part, my mother was single while I was raised. Let's do away with the fact that, or the concept that just because you run across a woman with a child, that you necessarily have to put yourself in that situation. It's noble. It's very noble, but it is not mandatory. You are not ain't shit if you go, look, I ain't got no kids. I'm looking for a woman that don't have no kids, especially if you're young. There is no, look at it this way. When that baby was conceived, she wasn't screaming your name.
But again, what should a man, you say he's a beta male,
Yes.
What should he do?
Well, here's
Put his fucking foot down.
Now here's the issue, and it's no excuse, but why some of these guys don't stand up to women is these guys are often, they're uncomfortable with being aggressive and being angry. They're just uncomfortable with it, and what they're afraid of is if I provoke her and then she escalates, that it's going to pull a part out of me, a dark side out of me that I keep under wraps, and I'm going to eviscerate her. And so some of these men who are, look, some of the shooters that we find out, they were kind of quiet on the surface and something was brewing inside. So some of these men, what it is they're not comfortable with their aggression. They're not comfortable with being angry and just standing up and saying, that ain't right. They hold it down. They're afraid that if they say something, they provoke her, it'll provoke him, and it'll unleash the crazy part.
Wait, Jeff. You write it, because we got to take a break.
You're comfortable with your aggression.
Write it.
You're comfortable
We
with
got to
your
take a break, because that's good. But listen what Amy Moore said on Twitter. Why are mothers even put in a position to keep the child away? A mother should be seeking to improve the child's life. #dad. We gonna stop this motherfucking blame game today. That's what we gonna do.
Is that what we gonna
That's
do?
what we're gonna do. Outside of a dude trying to kill you and the kids, there's really no justifiable reason you get to physically estrange the child from his father. Hear that shit, Amy. I dare your ass to call in. 855-55.
Call in, Amy. You fucked him. You fucked him.
Come on, Amy.
If he ain't supposed to be around them kids, that is a screaming indictment of your judgment.
We'll be back in 2.2.
He ain't supposed to.
Every time I want to love you, you say you got me. You say you got me.
If the fish swam out of the ocean and grew legs and they started walking and the apes climbed down from the
Hey geeks, wake up! We've got big news. I'm not gonna mumble this time. Geekscape, the long-running movie video game. Let me do one more. Hey geeks, we got big news! Geekscape, your favorite show about movies, video games, comics, and TV, is coming to T-Radio V Monday, October 6th. And it'll be on every Monday from then on, 7 p.m. Until the apocalypse happens, we're all eaten by zombies.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Edie Don from The Real Talk Show. I want y'all to check me out every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Real life, real music, real sex, real everything. It's a real world. Check us out every Tuesday, The Real Talk Show, right here on T Radio V, radio and TV.
What it do? Is your man Money B from Digital Underground asking everybody to check out the Going Way Back Show, your home for classic hip-hop, raw and uncut. Join me
and me, DJ Always,
as well as Ty Teasy, bringing you the old school new news every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, right here
on T Radio V.
That's right, radio in TV.
T Radio V, radio in TV. Radio in TV.
RP describes 3 different kinds of alienated adult children. 1. The first, angry, dysfunctional adult children. They do not realize they were abused by parental alienation. They have been brainwashed, taught to hate, and they carry on this destructive, damaging cycle in which they were raised. Nothing changes for them. 2. The second, standing alone on no man's land. These adult children may have come to the beginnings of realization about parental alienation. They may have not yet acted on the realization, but they are becoming aware of it. They are feeling guilty. They are feeling lost. They are angry at the alienating parent, and perhaps still angry at or afraid of the targeted parent for fear of rejection. There is a chance the relationship between the child and both parents is now strained, and the children seek their own paths in their own lives.
Say because we were raised by narcissistic mothers that we may have post-traumatic stress disorder, a form of it. Anybody who's been raised in an abusive situation is going to manifest certain behaviors and ways of thinking and sensitivities. If we're aware of them, we don't have to be victims of our own responses to being victims. You know, I don't want to live in victimhood, but I also want to acknowledge what I've been through so that I can gain the best tools possible to change and get better and hopefully pass on tools to other people. Being what some will call extra sensitive might be part of it. People come across as being attacking. We are easily triggered by certain criticisms, or sometimes even any criticism.
If you and your baby daddy or whoever, husband, whoever, aren't speaking, that's between you and him. That has nothing to do with the child. Stop keeping your child away from the father. Your child will grow up angry and resentful, and that you don't want. One day you're going to be maybe 40 or 50 years old, and you're going to say, why is my son mad at me? I don't understand. I gave him Gucci, Prada, the world. You kept him away from his father. Your father gives you your identity as a male. You can't deprive your son of a father.
Okay. Man, oh man, and Shevitz, listen, it's happening. It's happening. You know, it's a dual experience here, and we got to bring in a woman who could bring the female perspective to it. You know, there's like this fragmentation of thought, right? Or this duplicity, right? Oh, I'm a mother, and by default, I'm a nurturer. That's not always the case. That's not always the case. And we have to be somewhat honest about, or at least try to have an honest conversation, an open, non-judgmental conversation. Why is it so difficult to call a mother to the floor? Now, I understand in some situations she just might be doing her best, and her best might be frightening to her. She might be aware that her best isn't good enough. But when it comes to these children, I find that mothers are in, and not all mothers, some but not all, right? I find that a lot of mothers, man, will put themselves in a position to take all the credit and none of the blame. When the kids do well, that's my baby. When he's struggling,
where's his daddy?
Come get your son. Come get your daughter. Right? And then a lot of times money is such an issue. If you don't pay, you don't play. It's pay-per-view to see your own kid. I believe a father's presence is the most expensive and irreplaceable currency a kid can have. Veronica?
Yes.
Can you speak to this?
I think that, can you hear me?
Yes.
Great. Hi, I think that we get confused because we are caught up in a Eurocentric value system around the raising of our village.
Wow.
And so one of the things that the Eurocentric value system does, it's about rugged individualism, putting little families in a box, and there's no community, right? So when we are constantly trying to live inside of that construct, then we don't look to the village. We don't engage the village as powerfully as we might to raise a child, because if the village is raising the child, then the personal relationship and falling out between the man and the woman isn't as impactful and significant. It's only that way when you have a man and a woman sitting in a box trying to survive out here in a capitalist society. When the village begins to take responsibility for the next generation of children, then you don't have so much insanity happening because people fall out.
Wow. Dr. G had a question. Oh, but wait. Jeff had a statement, and Dr. G has a question for Veronica.
Well, Veronica just
stole your thunder.
No, she didn't steal my thunder. She made my statement. Push that bullshit back. That was my experience growing up. Is that I was raised by a village of people who really did take the sting out of the fact that my biological father and mother were not together. It never hit me hard because I have so many uncles and so many father figures and so many of my uncles' girlfriends buying me shit and spending time with me. And
get little Jeff some tough skins.
Dude, they used to get into a contest who could buy me the most shit for Christmas. I'm telling you, I lived a great life as a kid. That's why I'm an arrogant asshole today, and very entitled, because these people treated me as much like a prince as poor black people could. And it was a village. That's the truth. The village is gone now. The village is gone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Doc?
It's huge. It's huge.
Dr. G, you had a question for Veronica?
Yeah. Tell me what you think about this, Veronica. Women will listen to reason when men will take responsibility for doing something they don't want to do, but's important.
Interesting.
I'm trying because I think what a lot of men.
That's interesting.
It would say, well, why don't you listen to reason? And of course, the man's saying that with a head of steam. But what we're talking about when we're talking about these women who engage in parental alienation syndrome, with the ex, is so. I'd like you to weigh in. Now you can say, women are perfectly able to listen to reason. It's just that men are in denial about the way they lecture and scold and talk at them. But I'd love your input about that, because I think a lot of men will say, well, doesn't your ex listen to reason? What are you kidding? If she listened to reason, it would die of loneliness.
Wow.
I think we have to I love what you're saying, Dr. G, and I think I'm in alignment with it from hearing you correctly. I think in a certain way that we have to even take a step back from the debate. In other words, one of the most powerful things I did when raising my kids is even when my ex and I fell out, I took a step back and got a vision for my kids' life. I got a vision I built a whole virtual village around them because I said, where's the village? So I built one, right, through the technology and through the internet and through all kinds of stuff. But I got a vision with the kids and with everybody that was going to be in their lives about this is the kind of children that we want to create and produce and the environment that we want to create for them, so that there was a bigger picture operating that the kids knew about, that the baby daddy knew about, that family members knew about, that experts knew about. Everybody was sort of on the page about, it's not about our personal opinions, it's about what are we off to create for these children. So I think what happens when we go into this back and forth about reason versus not reason and all that, we get down into the weeds a little bit about, because then we get to disagree, right? We get to mismatch and disagree.
Right.
When we chunk up to vision about what's the vision that we want for the child, for the unit, then that's a much more aspirational conversation, and there's much more of an opportunity to agree on the bigger picture. We disagree on the minutia, but we fundamentally agree on the bigger picture. I hope that answers the question.
Jeff?
My only issue with that, Veronica, and please take this as a compliment, you, like so many positive, deep, insightful, thoughtful sisters that I respect, view these situations through the lenses of other positive, deep, insightful, thoughtful sisters. You are not viewing this through the lens of crazy bitches.
Of the commoner.
Oh my God. Okay. In the words of the late great James Hanna, how do you get a black woman to jump out of an airplane? Have a black man tell her not to. You have to factor in.
Cause Jeff, you hitting on something that I was gonna come. You know how hard it is to tell a single mother, as the visiting new dude, what's she doing wrong with her children?
I know how hard it is, but hard.
I'm just saying. Do you know the pushback?
Yeah, but that's a whole.
And most dudes won't do it because it'll fuck up the pussy.
Exactly. Well, and that's if that's why you there, then that's why you there. But I'm teaching my son this already. The man is Mr. Bad News. Daddy is Mr. Bad News. Daddy, a pipe broke. Daddy, some niggas been broke in here. Daddy, the dog threw up in the living room. It's always you are Mr. Bad News. And if you are coming into this situation, you need to be able to give this sister the bad news that she is doing this the wrong way. And if she cannot take that from you, cut your losses and get the hell away from her.
But that's today's topic, sleeping with the enemy. Some dudes will continue to sleep with the enemy thinking that the enemy of someone else will never become the enemy of them.
Exactly.
Doc?
I think when you give people who don't particularly like to think, which is the majority of people, something that's abstract, it just doesn't help. Tweak this, because I'm just coming this this right off the frying pan. What if you were to say you're the guy, and you say to this woman who has these kids and she's alienating the ex, if you were to say to her, can you do me a favor? Tell me what your kid looks like at age 18 when they're entering the world. Describe your kid that you want the kid to look like, and get them to be really specific. I mean, what's their attitude? What do they do? And then say, do I have your permission to do anything and everything to make sure that happens and to prevent anything that would get in the way of it? Because you just told me what you want your kid to look like at age 18. But let's get specific.
Let Bobby get it, and then Jeff, and then we're going to break. Bobby?
Doc said it a different way, but I have the same point of view, and that is, it's about the consequences. We need to really focus on what happens if we don't fix this. And we ain't got to look any further than now.
Come on,
because
man.
There's a generation of young kids out here lost in the wilderness.
Yeah.
And they are a byproduct of our inability to work out the differences between men and women. And they have made it dangerous for all of us. And I say dangerous, I mean a lot of the stuff that we're dealing with socially right now is a result of the fact that children do not respect us, let alone authority figures.
Wow.
Because, you know, we can talk all this mess about do as I say, but then they watching us and they see mom don't respect dad, dad don't respect mom.
Mom don't
and
respect
I
her
don't
house.
respect anybody as a result of that.
Wow.
So it's the wild, wild west.
Well,
Jeff, take us to break.
We are go. When we come back, I love the doc, but I can tell you haven't had much interaction with the type of people we're discussing here today. So what I'm going to do, when you come back, I want you to ask me those questions, and I'm going to take on the persona of the type of sister that keeps her children from the father. I want you to ask me those questions.
You know I'm very articulate.
Absolutely.
White bitches are just as crazy as black bitches.
Oh! We gonna find out when we come back in a moment.
We'll be back at 2.2. So what?
Great sound effect. Shots fired.
Awesome.
Hi, I'm Ty Simpkins. Miss Danielle Basutti. Hi, this is Brooke Peoples. I'm Jocelyn Donahue.
Hi, I'm Keegan Allen, and you're watching
T Radio V. T Radio V.
T Radio V, radio in TV. Was that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
T Radio V. Yo.
T Radio V. Radio in TV. Radio in TV.
Hey geeks, wake up! We got big news. I'm not gonna mumble this time. Geekscape, the long-running movie video game. Let me do one more. Hey geeks, we got big news! Geekscape, your favorite show about movies, video games, comics, and TV, is coming to T Radio V Monday, October 6th. And it'll be on every Monday from then on, 7 p.m. Until the apocalypse happens, we're all eaten by zombies.
T Radio V. Radio in TV. Radio in TV.
Sorry. Whenever you have children, your lives are intertwined with that other person for the rest of your life.
Right.
Because there's not only the children's, birthday parties and Christmases and all that, but grandchildren come along. There's weddings to consider, all of that. And so it's just, there comes a time where it's just, let's get along.
And the other thing is,
you're not married.
Well, there are feminists who are opposed to parental alienation syndrome, and they dismiss that, and they fill with all kinds of statistics about abuses and so forth, none of which we would dispute. But they can't dispute the fact that children, particularly girls who are raised in homes without a father, have statistically higher incidence of poor performance in school, drug and alcohol abuse, promiscuity,
Well, then what do you say
teenage
about
pregnancy.
what do you say to gay marriage then? I mean, you have two women raising children. There's no father in that house.
Can you imagine gay divorce? What would be more frightening?
You know, what we're seeing here is the third component of parental alienation can be recognized when animosity from both the alienating parent and the child toward the targeted parent lacks the ambivalence that is normal in human relationships. Often, children will not recognize any positive aspects in the target parent or any negative aspects in the loved parent. There seems to be nothing at all that they like about one parent, and they totally reject them. This is not a natural reaction, unless there's been proven abuse or neglect of the child by the target parent. These extreme reactions that we're talking about happen when there has been no abuse or neglect.
It's typical for most children that there will be things that they like and dislike about each parent. It sounds as in this situation it's very black and white for them, like when they say that they love one parent and hate the other.
Yes, it's almost like amnesia, where the child's good memories with the alienated parent appear to be completely destroyed, and less positive memories are exaggerated or distorted to be much worse than they were originally.
Along with visitation, there could be the use of temptations to avoid the visitation. So it could be something like, hey, I know you're supposed to have this time with, mom or dad, but we're doing this really fun or really cool experience, and this is the only time we get to do it. So you might miss out on it if you go visit with the other parent.
Right, exactly right. And another one would be when the child has an experience with the alienated parent, and now the child is sharing it with the alienating parent. The alienating parent starts acting hurt or sad, which can be really tough on the child, because either may think they need to protect this alienating parent from these negative emotions, or they may think that, oh, I should have had a negative experience with this parent, so that's another reason why it's not so good.
You know, this show got me so agitated. Before we went to break, I lowered myself to your level, and I can't believe I said that. What did I say? That
you rose up to our level?
I rose to your level. White bitches can be as crazy as black bitches. So I have to be an equal gender offender here, because from the women's point of view, white men could be just as big babies as black men.
Okay, back
so
up.
Women may be crazy, men are babies.
You done lost all the
marbles. And to my right is a tantrum going on here, but you're a little early for the rant.
Look, man. I got some.
Get him!
I got some special shit for the rant. One.
Get him, Jeff.
When you say white bitches are just as crazy as
white bitches,
you said white bitches are just as crazy as black bitches. Let me explain something to you. There's a little problem with that. White women have not been systematically trained to dislike and alienate and be obstinate to and be adversarial with white men. They learn that shit over a period of time because white men that's why black men and white women get along so well, because those are the two groups of people fucked over the most by the white man. White women have learned what they have learned through trial and error. Nobody rose them up and said, hey, kick your man out your house and I'll pay you. Hey, I'm going to tear your man in half in front of you to show you that he ain't shit. I'm going to come fuck you in front of him. And if I'm really freaky, I'm going to fuck you both and ain't shit he can do about it. None of you were ever raised under that. So what has to happen is black people in general need to unball their fists with each other. That's first off. That's dude to women, women to dude, unball your goddamn fists. And to dudes out here who are with women, letting them run roughshod over a baby daddy that's really trying to be there, grow a pair, dude. Grow a pair. I ain't never met a woman that didn't have a pussy. They all. You know it would be good if pussy was detachable.
Yes, sir.
If pussy was detachable, then we would know how much money to spend on a date. Hey, did you leave your pussy at the house? Oh shit, we just going to the hardware store then. Okay? Here's the problem. The problem is that
save it for the rant.
Oh no, I got a whole bunch of bombs.
You got another rant.
The problem.
Did you sleep in the den last night?
And I said no. I only sleep in the den by choice. You know why? Because that's Mr. Brown's house. Goddammit.
Ooh.
Hey. I live in Mr. Brown's house, and I don't
meet the Browns. Meet the Jeff Browns.
I don't throw the rock and hide the hand. What my wife say is first. What I say is final. Now, the problem with sisters is that, and again,
we're gonna let Veronica get a piece, and Jeff and Bobby too.
Okay. Let me get up off this.
Veronica, Ronnie Khan, would you like to address
any of that ignorant shit I just said?
This is Buck Wild up in here, which is awesome.
Oh, that's what we do.
I love what Jeff is saying about this, because it is true. There has been a systematic and systemic training of the black woman to be counter to her black man. The other thing, though, is that white women have naturally come to rebel against the domination of the white man.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's just been sort of a natural evolution, because he had his foot on her neck too. It really gave birth to the rise of feminism, right? She's like, I gotta get my power. I gotta get my stuff. So there is some real dysfunction among white men and white women, but that's really none of our business.
Woo!
Truly.
Right there. That's none of our. We should be Kermit the Frog with sipping on some tea. That's none of our business,
Kermit
though.
the Frog here.
Bobby.
As the world turns here, I think it's important to kind of just step back and
As
take
the world turns.
Yeah, we in a hell of a soap opera, man, and we're
One
so
life to
influenced,
live.
by the public perception of relationships, and what gets left out in most of the things that we are exposed to as a broader community of people right now is all of the images that we should not see. Not on the consistent basis that we do. Every day,
Come on, man.
you see people abusing each other in a way that the kids pick up on very, very quickly. And once they get in their mind that something is not right between the sexes, then they veer off that path that used to lead to a more conventional approach to personal development. In other words, you had an opportunity to see a young person and sow into their lives. Now you got to go through these filters. All right, and you mentioned children. If you date a woman that's got kids, man, that's real important because we got to talk about this. Is it more important to get laid? If it is, go buy some pussy.
Right.
All right. But don't walk into no situation where you already see the little kid running around throwing shit up against the wall, talking crazy.
Right.
And you know in 5 years he's either dead or incarcerated. It's automatic.
But you know what? It gets even deeper because relationship is a mirror. So say you get into this relationship and you find that your parenting skills, your mentorship skills are wanting because you don't have the kind of effect on these children that a leader should, that someone who's in the situation authentically should. You know if you're in the situation just for some ass. You know that. And then you try to play like you interested in the kids, right? Sometimes the feedback from the kids will reflect your disingenuine intentions, right? How many times have you've seen, I've heard it from kids. I had to tell this dude, I know what you're here for. You're not really here for me. You don't really care about me. You up here with my mama.
Right.
You here for what my mama got to offer you. And a lot of times, that man is the escape from the kids for the woman.
Yes.
Right? So don't bother me.
Raymond over here.
Right. Dick is here. Right? And do your homework. The food is already made. You know that door is locked. Don't knock on it.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Sometimes that's the movement too. So until all of these subtleties and nuances get addressed and confronted, we're going to have disjointed, broken families from the ground up. Now, like Veronica said, that ain't our business, white people, and how they live their life. But please understand, what is our business is our reliance on their definitions of what is successful. What is a successful family? What is a successful person? What is a successful man? All this shit is coming from their life dictionary.
Ooh, Jesus.
Bobby.
I'm going to just throw this out here. It is our business what white people do because, unfortunately, there's only one planet. And we have populated it to the extent where there is an interaction, whether we want it to be or not. And what happens in the white community affects the black community. What happens in the black community affects the white community. Just look at hip-hop, for example. But it plays out differently. White kids can experiment with our culture. But then if they mess up, the law is more favorable to them. They got more resources to bounce back. So there are some dissimilarities, but at the same time, what happens in white communities does affect what happens in black communities.
I want to check something out because years ago I used to, I'm a psychiatrist, psychotherapist, and when I would ask, and these are largely white kids, but when I ask kids between the ages of 11 and 15, when I ask them if you had the choice between each of your parents treating you better or treating each other better, and you couldn't have both, which would you want? And between those ages, 11 and 15, most of them said, I would like them to treat each other better because when they treat each other horribly, I go to my room and I can't tune out how bad it feels. And what I do is I side with whoever wins, and I become
wow.
So I don't know if
that's ugly.
I don't know if that's anything that would cross races, if that's just a white thing.
Oh yeah, that crosses races.
Do you think that does?
That's human. That's human.
That's humanity
That's
right
human.
there.
Wow.
And the problem is when it comes to arguing, a man argues on a drag strip. The one at the end with the most facts wins. A woman argues on a dirt oval track, and the one that runs out of gas first loses.
Listen, the Zoe Up Morning Show is crazy. We'll be back in 2.2 seconds, man. We're live right now on T Radio V. That's Radio NTV. I'm Zoe Williams. This is the Zoe What Show. We have these kind of discussions. We'll be back in a second to continue this one.
Baby, what you want, you can never ask for much. As far as me, your love and your laughter is enough. I got the candles lit in bubble bath.
Yo, what's up, y'all? This your boy Crazy Bone. Man, I'm the bum Keith G, man. And whenever you sitting at home and can't shake the monkey off your back, then just know every Wednesday from 7 to 9 p.m. You can tune in to the Quick Fix and get your fix on, man. Right here on TRadioV.com, baby. Radio and TV. Now, how they gonna see us on the radio then? Radio, I don't know. Or is it TV and radio? But it's one of them. I gotta figure this radio and TV thing out though, bro. I don't understand. I'm gonna tell my mom how she gonna see us. Together.
Radio V.
We're back. It's Politically Naughty with Mary Kay on TRadioV.com. I don't feel like it'll be as big of a deal these days if I,
You'd be surprised. The most powerful weapon in the world is
This is a no-holds-barred conversation.
So anyway, everybody started drinking my bath water. I loved it.
That is amazing.
Kitten, you need a movie about your life. If
Maybe-
Mary Carey was governor, we wouldn't be having these problems in America.
Exactly,
Just saying.
exactly. I know.
Get Politically Naughty with Mary Carey. Mondays at 4 p.m. on T Radio V.
Hey, my fellow thoughters out there. I'm Charles Shaughnessy. Check out my new show, Here's a Thought, with Charles Shaughnessy, August the 7th, 3 p.m. PST, right here on T Radio V. Now, you know I have a lot to say, but I want to hear what you have to say. So tune in, grab your phones, call me, tweet me, email me in the studio, and let's get this conversation going. Here's a Thought, starting August the 7th, 3 p.m. PST, right here on T Radio V. That's radio in TV.
T Radio V. Radio in TV. Radio in TV.
I'm about to sound partly biased because I am. With regard to this subject, it is very near and dear to my heart because my situation with my older sons is strained because of what I didn't know as a young male.
And mine with my youngest.
Oh my God.
But go ahead.
I did not know. I didn't know. First off, before you can be the man of a house, you need to be a man. And I was not ready for that at 22 years old. Second, I did not know the following. Men out there, those of you who, for whatever reason, cannot tear yourselves away from crazy vagina. early on, should you splice jeans with this woman, run, not walk to court and go, look, this is what I make. This is what I make. When that child comes out and your name is on the birth certificate, run, not walk to court again and get an injunction granted that stops her from leaving the state until that child is 18 years old. While you are in court for that date, get a date on the docket to come back to discuss your income and expense declaration so that you can go get 50% custody of your child. That cuts your child support by 50% right there. If you really want to be fathers to your children, regardless to how biased the legal system is, regardless to how jacked up it is, you're going to have to wade through that pool full of pimp piss and razor blades to get to the other side, which is being with your child. I'm not telling you something that I have not done. I have 50% custody of my younger children, and my child support payments are $16 a month. meaning if I give her a 20, the bitch owe me $4. Now,
this nigga's pimp piss and razor blade.
Women, shitty fathers cannot be separated from your shitty judgment. He didn't rape you. If you are keeping your child away from a man, you should have kept that man away from your eggs.
Somebody just got shot.
With regard to what Ronnie Khan, shout out to Ronnie Khan. To what she said about raising children in a village, that's the problem. If you look at the village in the White House, the Joint Chiefs of Staff are there. The Secretary of Defense is there to stop the president from going, oh, really? And flipping the box open and pushing the red button.
Right.
There's a group of people to check and balance whether that button gets pushed.
Right.
In a woman's life who has a child, the nuke button is keeping you away from that baby. And there's nobody to stop her from pushing it. Nobody stops her and goes, look, you on some bullshit. Latravion need to see his dad.
Latravion.
You are on some bullshit. Nobody stops her. And something I have learned is that even if a woman can't swim, she will shoot a hole in your boat knowing both of y'all gonna drown. When a woman is hurt, she is going to use any and all devices at her disposal to hurt you. What I just said before about court takes the child out of her war chest, because what happens is you can get your paperwork laid out to where from your child's age now until they are 18, you know every day where they're going to be. And it's a bitch to do. And it's long and it's painstaking and it's unfair. But that is the road you have to run if you really want to be in your child's life. Here are 4 words no young black male wants to hear. Your mama ain't shit. Nobody want to hear that. You can't start a fight on the playground talking about your daddy. Say your mama.
It's on.
It's fighting. This is the hardest thing in the world when the woman has made it so I am the only good thing in your life. You're the only good thing in my life. What she's not telling you is that all the other good things she fucking chased out. She's not going to tell you that.
Oof.
So now you are looking at somebody who is indicting the only thing you have. Well, guess what? As hard as it may be to hear, they may be right. Look at your mama. It's a reason your mama can't keep no man. Look at your mama. Do you think guess what? All the horrible ain't shit motherfuckers in your mama life got in common? Her.
Okay, shit. All right. Jeff Brown.
Tell your mama ain't shit. I know you want to hear that.
But you know what? You touched on something that I think is important, and I think Doc touches on it sometimes when he talks about how a woman looks at herself and like the way she interfaces with her children, that certain level of disappointment that she may feel in terms of what she brings to the table. A lot of times women don't want to look that in the face, right? Say I'm an inadequate nurturer. Say I'm an inadequate, just a supporter of the child. You know, sometimes women who think they doing some shit may prioritize what they're doing over the child. I've seen that too, where I got 50 things going on and it don't be shit. But the 50 things you got going on is really just a justification to not really support this kid or give all you can to this kid. And a lot of times it'll turn to the father. Well, go call your father and ask him to do that. Well, goddamn it, I'm here with you.
I want to ask everyone, including especially Veronica, how do you get people to separate having to be right from doing what's right? Because it seems like, I'm just open because I think doing what's right is, makes the world better, but having to be right just corrupts it. Any ideas on how you intervene, how you do an intervention with someone who has to be right so that they can pause and figure out what is right and then doing it? I'm open. I'm all ears to what anyone says, but let me hear from Veronica.
Yeah. Okay. Well, here's what I had to do, and believe it or not, it worked. And And the reason I speak some of my experiences is, it's not so much to brag. It's just more like I did some shit that worked. Not all of it worked, but some stuff really, really, really worked. And I didn't know that it was going to work until I did it, right? So what I had to do, for example, when I was trying to put my kids both in private high schools and in college, and my ex-husband just was so undermining of the process because he didn't want to be... he didn't, why are you trying to educate these kids so powerfully? Why do they have to go to private schools? Because it made him look bad fundamentally. And so he would actively undermine all the things that I would attempt to do. He loved the benefit of it, but when we were trying to work through what it took to do it, he would undermine it. So here's what I did, and here's what I think is possible. Well, I built a virtual village around my daughter and around my son for their high school and college application process. I enrolled committed family members. I enrolled my parents. I enrolled his family. I enrolled experts. And we actually got together and began to collaborate on doing the work of getting them college-bound and private high school-bound. What ended up happening in that environment is either we were getting shit done for the kids or we weren't. And so all that undermining behavior had to sort of go to the background because he couldn't, because if we were getting stuff done and he was saying, well, I didn't do it and I didn't do it and I didn't do it, then he just looked stupid. So what I've had to do, this sounds really strange, I've had to create environments for parenting and for the village to support the kid that brought to light the undermining nature of the other parent without me having to say anything about
I see what
it.
you're saying. Just your effectiveness just showed how ineffective he was, just like a mirror. The kids could see that. Like, this is active, that's not active.
Veronica, there's, you're an amazing guest. You bring the quality of this show way up. And,
absolutely.
Can you share, was there a moment in which you shifted from taking life personally to taking it seriously? Because
that's a great question.
No.
I love that question.
There's got to have been a point.
That's a great question.
Yeah. Well, if anything you can share, because the listeners love and respect you, as do we. But anything you can weigh in on?
Excellent question.
I think that's the most important thing that we can do to evolve in our humanity is to kill the ego. And so what that means is and so I've done it because I've been in a lifelong journey of deconstructing my ego, whether it's been through orgasms or it's been through hypnosis or it's been through, people that have helped me break my own internal neediness down to the ground. It's been an excruciating process.
But what motivated you to do it?
What it allows you to do is be present for life and for others and for the situation and for the vision and not have it mean so much about me, mine. It's been a process.
But you know what? You two are touching on something real quick, and I want to highlight what you two are touching on. First, when Doc says what motivated you, what I'm hearing in this is, first and foremost, I see it, 2 minutes. First and foremost, at some point, you got to stop blaming somebody else for what the fuck is wrong. You touched on being right, the rightaholics in the game, those people who just, you know what, the way I see it is right, the way you see it is wrong. You should get with my program, get in alignment with how I think. That's good. The rightaholic, and then when Doc or when Veronica is talking about what she had to do, despite the impediment that became her husband, what she had to do, at some point, she said, blaming him burns fuel. At some point, that clicked in her mind. The process of blame is burning the fuel I need to get this shit done. Because whether he participates or not, I still need to get this done. Not for my sake, but for the sake of the kid. Right?
Right.
At some point,
absolutely right.
We got so many blame gamers and shame gamers and lame gamers in our community that we continue this cycle of just, it's your fault, it's your fault, it's your fault. If you would have listened to me, if you would have listened to me, if you would have heard what I said, if you would have did what I said, that we look up as 5 years later and the kids is 10 years behind.
Right.
Do you see what I'm saying? So at some point in her mind, it cost and taxed too many of her resources to blame the husband for what he was or was not doing. Jeff?
Here I go again being a fatalist. The public mind has been so polluted. And of course, when America has the sniffles, black folks got AIDS. So the black mind has been so polluted by the concept of capitalism and its place in it that unless and until, and it's coming, the dollar collapses and we are forced back into these villages, and this ignorant train of thought starts to cost on a bigger level lives until we must depend upon one another. It is too polluted to figure this out through any conversation. The people who most need this shit bounces off of them. They don't even get the sister we talking about. Fuck y'all don't know me, and everybody here know them sisters.
Oh shit, Bobby, your point will take us to break.
It's real simple. Whether the relationship is civil or acrimonious, both parents really matter, because sometimes kids need to see what the other parent looks like just to know what not to be like.
Woo! Which is valuable.
Wow.
Which is valuable.
Almost more valuable.
Damn. Listen, man, this shit is crazy right now. This show is off the charts. We'll be back in 2.2 seconds. We're talking about, are you sleeping with the enemy? A man's role or responsibility when he steps into a situation with a woman with kids. If she's mistreating that man, keeping those kids away from their biological father, what is his role? Should he just turn a blind eye, just continue to get the milk? We'll be back in 2.2 seconds.
I'm Laura Samoza.
I'm Sterling Gardner.
And we are Between the Sheets every Monday here, 3 p.m., tradiov.com.
T-Radio V.
That's right, it's T-Radio V, radio in TV. What is that face?
He wants to see our hands.
That's radio in TV. Wah, 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 wah.
We're not a couple.
Yo, what's up, y'all? This your boy Crazy Bone. Man, I'm the bum Keith G, man. And whenever you sitting at home and can't shake the monkey off your back, yeah, then just know every Wednesday from 7 to 9 p.m. Right. You can tune in to the Quick Fix and get your fix on, man. Right here on tradiov.com, baby. Radio and TV. Now, how they gonna see us on the radio then? Radio, I don't know. Or is it TV and radio? But it's one of them. I gotta figure this radio and TV thing out though, bro. I don't understand. I'm gonna tell my mom how she gonna see us. Get it together.
Radio V. Radio in TV. Radio in TV.
Existent. Hurtful put-downs can be made simply by comparison. She will talk to you about how wonderful someone else is at something or what a wonderful job they did. In your eyes she has let you know that you're no good without saying a word. She will also attempt to spoil your pleasure in something by simply congratulating you for it in an angry, envious voice. Since her abusive behavior is spread out over a lifelong campaign of manipulation and control, she gets to become quite the expert at playing the victim and rationalizing her abuse. This is why it is extremely difficult for a child of a narcissistic mother to be able to tell someone exactly what is that so bad about her. She is also very secretive. As usual, she expects her children to do the same. They know she will punish them for telling anyone else about her other side. You can imagine the effect it has on children, growing up in a house where instead of learning lessons about always telling the truth, They were encouraged to lie to anybody at the drop of a hat as long as it made Mom look good.
Many of her put-downs are simply by comparison. She'll talk about how wonderful someone else is or what a wonderful job they did on something you've also done or how highly she thinks of them. The contrast is left up to you. She has let you know that you're no good without saying a word. She'll spoil your pleasure in something by simply congratulating you for it in an angry, envious voice that conveys how unhappy she is, again, completely deniably. It is impossible to confront someone over their tone of voice, their demeanor or the way they look at you, but once your narcissistic mother has you trained, she can promise terrible punishment without a word. As a result, you're always afraid, always in the wrong, and can never exactly put your finger on why. Your property is given away without your consent, sometimes in front of you. Your food is eaten off your plate or given to others off your plate. Your property may be repossessed and no reason given other than that it was never yours. Your time is committed without consulting you, and opinions purported to be yours are expressed for you. She loves going to the fair. He would never want anything like that. She wouldn't like kumquats. You are discussed in your presence as though you are not there. She keeps tabs on your bodily functions and humiliates you by divulging the information she gleans, especially when it can be used to demonstrate her devotion and highlight her martyrdom to your needs. Mike had that problem with frequent urination too, only his was much worse.
So we back. I mean, very in-depth conversation happening between the breaks. Listen, I just think that you should always be aware. One of the things I told my son when he first went to high school, I said, listen, man, and I told my youngest this as well. I said, every school you go to is a society. They have different social game rules. If you go to Inglewood High, they have different social game rules than St. Bernard, which is a private Catholic school, right? The kids interface different because they're a different set of rules, right? If you go to Santa Monica High, there's a different set of rules there too. If you go to Beverly Hills, there's a different set of rules, right? My youngest son is at Monroe High, and I told him, different set of rules. Right? You are a citizen, a part of that school. No one ever really challenges the social game rules that they have to live in. Right? If you were born in Chattanooga, chances are you Baptist, you're a Christian. An American, Bible Belt, you're a Christian. You inherit social game rules. But I think those social game rules are to be challenged. That's how you evolve and grow and develop that muscle that creates critical thinking and independent thought. But if you just fall in line with whatever, and I think it starts at home. You got to raise your kids not to challenge your word, but to keep you on your P's and Q's too. Because kids, they going to automatically, organically understand. Mom is on some bullshit or dad is on some bullshit. They're going to automatically know because they live in that environment. What happens with parents is because we have this unidirectional kind of flow of information, do as I say, not as I do, the kids never really get a chance to pull us to the side and go, hey, now, you know I love you and you're my dad and I look up to you and I follow you, but this was wrong. This was wrong. I remember one time I got into a fight on the basketball court, and my son was
in attendance.
He was there. He was around 13 or 14. I got into a fight. Right? Me and Scotty. Remember Scotty, the homie.
Barber?
Me and Scotty always fight. Jesus.
The barber?
Right. But it's cool. I mean, it's basketball fight. No, not a barber.
Oh, okay.
It's basketball shit. You know, you get heated on the court, right? So I recognized, oh shit, my boy is watching. So what we do, we line up every man out there. Me and my son standing behind me, you watch what I do. And I shake everybody's hand, man to man, and apologize for the outburst. Man to man, everybody, you know. And everybody coalesced around my boy organically. Marcus, bunch of people was out there. Everybody just coalesced around him and said, now see, that's what's supposed to happen. That's what men do. We get into it, we scrap a little bit, we disagree, but then at the same time, we get that understanding and we get that respect of what just happened. And then we take our responsibility for whatever we contributed to that conflict.
Keep you from going to the trunk.
Do you understand? And then my son was able to watch, oh shit, the camaraderie between my dad and the dude he fought has risen. The respect level between the two of them have risen. Listen, Veronica mentioned earlier about a village doing this. If we gonna have a village raising our kids, every member of that village has to be able to be called to the floor. Black men are getting their ass kicked by police, by the child support system, by the government, by everybody, and his woman too. At some point, we got to be able to call moms to the floor too. If our kids are so fucking bad and they're being born, 70% of them being born out of wedlock to single mothers, at some point we got to say, Mom, what environment are you modeling? Fucking Veronica is a unicorn. She's a unicorn. She's an anomaly. So at some point we got to say, okay, well, shit, if we all going to be irresponsible with our gonads, then at least follow the Veronica single mom with a paradigm. At least follow that paradigm. If we just going to be fucking willy-nilly and having kids, follow the Veronica. That should be a workshop webinar, the Veronica unicorn paradigm shift.
Come get some of these unicorn Skittles.
I got a quick homework assignment based on what Zoe just said. And Veronica, you weigh in. Anybody who's listening or you see the archives, this is your homework assignment. If you're listening, I want you to go to your family, whoever that is, and you answer this question: how safe is it for a family member to express disappointment or resentment to another family member? Oof. And then ask yourself, if it's not, ask yourself, what is the cost to your family of not being able to express disappointment or resentment? And then tweet us back, send us comments. But that's your homework assignment. It's not a bad one. It's not meant to start arguments. But boy, if it's not safe in a family to express disappointment or resentment, you are going to act it out elsewhere.
Absolutely.
Man.
Absolutely.
God damn. Jeff?
Speaking of that, Doc, you remember the questions that you said that a man should ask a woman with regard to her son or daughter? How do you see them at age 18?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's pretend for a second that I do have ovaries and I don't have a mustache, and my name is Keisha. Okay, and I want you to talk to me about. I want you to talk to me about my son, Jadavion. Jadavion is 12.
Oh my God.
Jadavion is 12. Cut school half the time, but I still bought him 3 pair of Jordans because the school got to start back, and my baby got to look good. Now I need you. I want you to have that conversation with me, and I would like for the black people in attendance to keep me within the lanes of the Keishas we know. Okay, if I go too far, if I go out of your experience, let me know.
Oh my God.
You ready?
I'm ready. Oh,
let's go.
Here we go. Ebony and Ivory.
Look. Jeff.
What I'd say to you.
I need to get my toes did.
I'd like.
LaTreviante, sit your ass down. You know that coming. Go ahead. I'm sorry. What was you saying?
Finish, doctor.
I'd like your help with something, and if you don't have, and you can say yes, you can say no, and but I'd like your help with that.
Thank you for that in my own house that I can say yes or no. I want to thank you for that.
Well, then that's a no. That's fine. No, that's fine.
I didn't say no or yes. I said thank you for giving me the permission to say what the fuck I want to say in my own goddamn house. I want to thank you for that. Now you go ahead.
Now you finish.
Now you finish what you you finish your little topic.
Okay, so this is.
See how your topic just lost size? Finish your little topic.
This is what I need help with.
Uh-huh.
What's your son's name?
Which one you talking about?
The one.
Oh, Jadavion.
Okay, so here's where I need your help. Okay. If Jadavion at age 18.
Stop. Not Jadavion. It's Jadavion.
Well, you shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do an interracial relationship. What the hell you want from me? Anyway, with regard to Jadavion, I know that if Jadavion at age 18 ends up bad, I know that it's going to bother you because I think underneath thing you love Jadavion. Is this true? Is this true?
True.
So I need your help because in order for him to not grow up bad, because the likelihood is huge that he will, given the state of things.
Okay.
Not from you.
Bus breaks. Okay. Don't nobody but God know the future, okay? So for you to sit up in here and tell me what you think Jadavion gonna be in the future, that's some audacious shit. You gonna tell me that you know what Jadavion gonna be? You don't know what the fuck Jadavion gonna be. Jadavion could be the next Obama. How you gonna tell me what Jadavion? Yeah,
okay.
Tell me that.
So here's another request. I want to call your ex and find out how he lasted so long with you.
Call that nigga. Call him. Call him. You know why you can't call him? Because it's past visiting hours where he at, nigga. You can't call him. You gonna tell me what the fuck? I'm gonna tell you something. You say something else, I'm gonna sick the pit bull on you. I'm gonna sick him right on you. I got a blue nose sitting right over there. All I gotta do is say the word, and my blue nose will be on your white ass. Now stop. Now go on. You know what? I'm calling Junior.
Okay,
I'm green Lexus out here. I need y'all to come over here.
Okay, I'm playing my trump card. It's not the Donald.
Wow.
I'm playing my Veronica Conway trump card.
You play whatever cards you want to play.
This is what makes for a good woman.
I'll go 10 for 200 on your ass. Play it.
She says what makes for a good woman is you can cook food at home, which you need some lessons in. Second, that you support men, and you wouldn't know how to do that if you had a mutation all the way down to your toes. And the third thing is that you can take a little bit of criticism so that you can personally grow. So I think your batting average is 0 for 3. So thank you for that help.
What you think? You don't know me.
Yes,
you don't
say
know
more.
me. The fuck you mean? My batting average is a 0, motherfucker. I don't play no fucking baseball. This ain't baseball.
So
you in my fucking. You gonna disrespect me in my fucking Jadavion?
Call your brother.
Jadavion.
So where am I?
Call them Pyrus. They finna handle your ass.
So when
they
is
finna handle. You finna get smooth handled today.
So when am I getting my home cooked meal?
So we back in slavery days now? Fuck that. Duke. Get his ass.
But no.
Now you got
Duke, that was my dog.
Duke. Get his ass. It's a Duke in every name, in every hood. It's a dog named Duke.
So let me just say,
do you know
Jeff
that
acted
Jeff
it out.
is taking out on me resentment he had
Let me just say,
Ed McMahon.
That's hilarious. No.
Let me just say, Jeff acted out some shit that's happening
that we know
all over America.
That horrible
It's funny, but it's not funny because the reality of it is how many sisters we keep saying Veronica's a fucking unicorn.
Dude.
But how many sisters you know that are in the African American community that are avoiding having that sit down with the psychiatrist to evaluate her home?
I ain't crazy.
The social worker that comes in to evaluate her home and the safety of her kids. Avoiding it. We can't do it today.
Because she can't be told shit.
Do you understand? Because she can't be told shit. Veronica is she's at the far end of the bell curve.
Yeah, you can't compare everybody to Veronica and my wife. Shout out to my wife. I wish I could clone both.
But I will come back to say this. Men, we're responsible too.
Absolutely.
You cannot date that woman.
Okay, so
I dated that woman when I was 29.
Okay, so
I got a 13-year-old kid out of it.
Okay, so all the men in this room have been divorced except me. Not something I'm proud of, but I'm sticking there. What if a woman said to the men in this room, what if they brought up, I need to bring up to you how I think you've been kind of irresponsible.
It's
How
not
would you
going to be
take
that kind of conversation. It's not going to be in that tone.
That's why I say you can't even bring it to the table. Say more, Bobby.
No, but what if they said it calmly instead of?
But see, that's a theory.
Get your pussy ass out of here. Go ahead.
Unfortunately, Doc, and that is truly one of the demarcations right there.
Yeah.
That's not how that conversation is
You
had.
don't. Yeah, you talking
It's
about.
not going to be had. Like,
yes,
unfortunately.
Yes, you were talking about how to play football, but you walking up on a hockey rink. I'm trying to tell you, he hit the nail on the head. Now, if a woman was to come at me that way as a logical, I'ma listen. I would listen to that. I would absolutely listen to her from this calm place. But now it brings us back to dough. Black people need to unball their fists with one another. Oof. And it is rare that the average black woman, Veronica, above average, my wife, above average, my sister-in-laws, above average, the average black woman is not going to have a gun and not use it in a conversation. She's not.
Here we go.
Not.
Hey,
if
listen.
you've been being disrespectful, if you've been being irresponsible, here's Keisha. Tyrone, I just want to, I'm just trying to clear the air and deal with your little irresponsibilities with regard to Jadavion. Case in point, you got new 26s and Jadavion ain't got no books. What about that, nigga? That's how they go. And I'm not making that up. That's why you see these people. They everybody here know that girl. Everybody here know 10 of them.
Jeff, we gotta go.
Okay.
We'll be back.
But I'm the latter, a nanobot from planet Rock. Never go pop. Do. A sucker do what a sucker do. They can't help it. It's they
qualified to speak on it is because I am the mother of a son whose father and I broke up years ago. And my son has a great relationship with his dad. And I never wanted my son to have a weekend relationship with his father. His father is at the schools. His father goes with him to the gym at the end of the day. He spends a lot of time, more time with his dad than he does with me because he is growing into a man. And I made the conscious decision when my son was about 5, and I was like, I'm up here in the morning getting ready for work, getting him ready for school. I'm putting on mascara. I'm putting on lip gloss. I'm really very girly, like everything pink, love Betty Boop. Everything about me is feminine and girly. And I'm looking at my 5-year-old son and I'm like, I need him to mimic his father and what he sees his father doing in the morning and not mimicking me and what he sees me doing in the morning.
For many fathers, this is a familiar scene. Baby mamas make threats to report you to the child support agency even while you're already supporting your child. Many baby mamas report lies to the child support agencies on good fathers. Even when fathers have proof to discredit her lies, he still finds his payments increased, wages garnished, or income taxes seized. For this reason, Team Price Enterprises is calling all father-friendly family law practitioners, counselors, politicians, and media personalities to help support our cause. We advocate for good men, good fathers, to finally receive equal solicitation and fair treatment by agencies and the laws that decide their cases. Please advertise your services on our directory page for needing fathers to contact you at the low price of $75 for 12.
64% of black children don't live with their fathers. There's 1 out of every 2 don't live with their fathers. Now, they might have at some point, they might later. But at some point in their life, they will not live with their fathers. That's a significant issue. But as a therapist, you have to withhold judgment until you know the reasons why. Because guess what? Some non-custodial parents are impossible to live with. Some sisters can't tolerate that father. Some fathers can't tolerate that sister. And if you put 2 people in a house who absolutely don't want to be there, domestic violence is likely to follow. And so now you got your children in a home, but it ain't a happy one. And your daughter is watching this back and forth friction. And your son is watching this back and forth friction, which does what? Sow the seed in their mind that it's okay to be disagreeable with your mate. Or maybe you arguing with their father, you arguing with their mother may have pissed them off so much that they decide to never get married at all. Or maybe Daddy mistreated mommy so much that I'm not even going to spend my life with a man. I'd rather spend it with a woman.
Relationship Dismount is a book that I created. It's a breakup and makeup book. But what's interesting about this particular book is I used gymnastics to come up with a concept based off of sticking the landing. Everybody knows that in a gymnast's routine, one of the most important and crucial to the success of that routine is how they end it, how they finish it. And I decided to come up with the concept of relationship dismount using this metaphor. Sticking the landing, how you end it is how you begin it moving forward. So we wanted to take that metaphor and really expound on it in the context of intimate relationships.
Hey, I'm Dean Cain, and you are watching T Radio V. I'm watching it too. Right now. Seriously.
Hey, what's up? I am Scott.
And I am Ken. We are not the Chemical Brothers, but we are the Crystal Method. And you are watching T Radio V.
T Radio V. Radio in TV. Radio in TV.
So today's topic was crazy. Couple of points I want to cover. Men, you are destroying your life if you get with a woman who doesn't have a sense of fairness and respect and honor for a man that she is no longer with, that she's had children with, right? You're playing Russian roulette. Because if she's disrespectful, if she's ornery, if she's, a bad mother, a poor nurturer, and you're still trying to hit it, you're really trying to ruin your life. You don't really give a damn about yourself. You're a daredevil. You're Evel Knievel, right? So I need to point that out, right? There are a lot of men out there who are married to women, who are dating women, that are, and I'm not talking about, sometimes you got to be estranged from a crazy motherfucker who's trying to hurt your kids, who's trying to hurt you. I'm not talking about y'all. I'm talking about the daddy that want to be there, that's getting the wall put up because that dude destroyed your dreams in terms of fantasy land, relationship land. I'm talking about that situation. Dude who's dating you now, if he sees that and continues to participate, I mean, he's putting himself in a bad position, because who's to say she's not going to be the same way with you? And you better hope you don't get her pregnant. That's on that point. On the next point, Kool Moe Dee. He just did that show last night. Did a show last night with the VMAs and Macklemore and all that. Man, Moe Dee said something that's in alignment with what Jeff has always been harking. And that is, this dollar is in trouble. I don't know if y'all paying attention to what's happening in the markets right now, but there are countries all over the world repatriating their gold from America. The next global currency, I think it's going to be the yen. Please, I think you need to pay attention now. The yen is the next global currency will probably be the yen. And if that's the case, and the dollar gets demoted from its status as the reserve currency for the world, where does your value system go with regards to choosing a good man? It can't be about money now. It's going to have to be about something else. Now, it doesn't mean we're not going to have wealthy and you know, or have wealth or whatever. I mean, look at Great Britain. Great Britain still has wealth. But Great Britain before America, before the dollar was the reserve currency of the world, it was the sterling pound, right, in Great Britain. Doesn't mean we're not going to fare okay, but there's going to be some financial volatility. And my question is, you got to stop judging dudes by what he has or what he doesn't have or whatever, because all of this stuff is shifting under your feet. Mo D's analogy, listen to this analogy. Are there Matrix movie lovers out there? Mo D's analogy about the Matrix was so cold, and he aligned it to women today and relationships. He said, remember in the Matrix Part 1, Morpheus takes Neo and he takes him into the training program, and they're walking on the street. And he said, hey, everybody here is an agent, right? And what grabs Neo's attention, Jeff?
The woman in the red dress.
Well, that woman in the red dress, once she walked by and he watched her, and then he turned back around, and then he turned again, what was there?
The agent with the Mr. Anderson.
Kool Mo D said sisters have drank a blue smoothie, the blue pill smoothie. They have taken the blue pill smoothie. They are agents of the system. The girl in the red dress was in the system. And he said, what happens when you get a girl that's in the system? You could be killed. Because soon as Neo turned around, it was an agent with a gun at his head. He said, now, take Neo's woman, Trinity. He said, only a woman who is outside of the Matrix can bring you back to life. The woman in the Matrix will kill you because she's subservient to the system. You're not her man. The system is her man. You are a utility to get what she wants out of the system. Whether it be the family, the system touts the family. Whether it be marriage, the system touts marriage. Whether it be a house, the system touts the house. Whether it be insurance and all the other little accoutrements that the system asks you to participate in under duress. The woman you want is from the Matrix, and she will keep your ass in a state of duress, in a state of stress. I gotta do this. And then you get to be called a good man because you died maintaining the illusion of happiness. Wow. Mo D told me that the other day. He said, the woman we desire is an agent in disguise. She will tell on you. She will call the police on you. She will send you to court. She will send you to jail. This is why that woman, Helen Smith, wrote a book talking about how marriage is a bad deal for men, and men are now opting out. They're opting out of the educational system. They're opting out of the marriage institutions. They're saying, hey, all of these things are not good deals for us. The only woman that could keep you alive, the only woman that could bring you back to life, is a woman who's outside of the Matrix. How many women you know you ain't a good man because you don't have a job? Men are more than jobs. Men are conquerors. Men are builders. Listen, who saw the fucking movie, the movie about Mark Zuckerberg?
Social Network.
Social Network. See, you're not a man unless you have an enterprising mind. If you have a nesting mind, you're a female. You're a female if you're a nester. A man is an enterpriser, and he'll put himself in harm's way in order to be that adventurer, to create some shit that has his name on it. That's men. That's man. That movie showed us that even in the educational system, they're saying, no, this is a reason why Harvard is Harvard. There's a reason why Harvard is $90,000 a year. Not everybody can get into this motherfucker. We don't want everybody to have this knowledge. That dude said, look, somebody stole your idea, create another one. That's what we do, right? He said, we give the world jobs.
You made Hove, make another Hove.
Did you see that? Yeah, right? We give the world jobs. We create shit and put everybody else to work. But your woman wants you to be an employee. So she can say, I'm happy with what I have. We have achieved according to their definition of success. All she can do is get you ready for death. That's all she could do. Michael Jackson, working day and night, motherfucker. Maintain this shit where we are. Hey, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. If she's not conscious, if she's not free, and I'm not talking about no Hotep, Assalamu Alaikum, or Hotep Habaragani. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a universally pliable, interactive, deep, open, objective, starving for knowledge-minded woman.
Ooh, that's sexy.
That's what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm Zoe Williams. That's my final thought, goddammit. Well, Bobby, where can they find you, brother?
In Newark, New Jersey, September the 9th for the Summit 2. It's being sponsored by the city of Newark, Mayor Ross J. Baraka, Jim Brown, Ray Lewis, and Dr. Walter Beach will be representing the interests of the American program as we deal with the question of public safety. But beyond that, we're also going to look at how to put our people back to work.
Wow.
Excellent.
Dr. G, your book is coming.
Yeah, you can pre-order this. There's it's a 25% discount if you pre-order it now. It's coming out October 21st. Media is heating up, and if you have to talk to crazy, which you probably do every day, go get a copy. And then also get out of your own way. It seems to be still doing good after 20 years. Have those conversations with your kids. Get them started on the right foot.
How much is
Jeffrey?
I'm finna buy this book. How much is it? Look at
Jeff is stupid.
Go to YouTube and YouTube Jeff Brown. Dig that. Basically, it's just an extension of today with just me with my ignorance, and I'm high because I do them at night. I only smoke at night. It's some shit out there that you
only smoke at night.
Only smoke at night. Only smoke at night.
Okay. Hey, Veronica, how do they catch up with you, babe?
Yeah. VeronicaConway.com, BlackMastery.com, and come check out Leave Your Limits. It's going to be really hot.
Excellent. Listen, I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. I'm not playing. I really need you guys to support this book. I believe this book can heal our community. I really believe that. I believe it starts with relationships. We talked about a whole gamut of things regarding the problems in our relationships. I believe this book can help. Go to my website, IamZoeWilliams.com. I need you guys to purchase at least 10 right now. Let me get 10 orders right now of the Relationship Dismount. It was reviewed by, I got you, Jeff. It was reviewed by, of course, Dr. John Gray, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. It was reviewed by legendary Kumo D. They got back cover write-ups on it right now. I appreciate all of the people who have already supported it, but 10 copies right now, IamZoeWilliams.com, or go to Kindle and do that. I appreciate you guys. Oh, September 5th, don't forget, I'm going to be at Juicy Juice Books and More, 940 East Dominguez Street, Suite K, Carson, California, 90746. I'm doing a relationship roundtable and a book signing. Come on out. The first book signing, September 5th from 3 to 5 p.m. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. You'll see all of that stuff.
Zoe is my boy. If you boys with Zoe don't ask for his book for free, you ain't shit. How much is it? How much is the damn book? Watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this American money. You take that. Now give me that. Now, that's how you do if you friends with him. Stop asking your friends to give you shit free, because you ain't shit if you do that.
Brought to you by big business. Same companies that's paying them motherfuckers peanuts, you know what I'm saying, charging you an arm and a leg to buy the shit while your folk locked up. Welcome to the United States of corporate motherfucking America. Prudential, Smith Barney, Merrill Lynch, Crystal Mars.
You are watching T Radio V, Radio and TV.